Welcome back, everyone. In this video, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about the crown chakra, and more importantly, give you some concrete steps that you can take to work with and open this chakra. Now let's get started. Now, the crown chakra is known as the Sahasrara, which translates to infinite. I've also heard it mentioned as thousand or even thousand petaled, like the thousand petaled lotus. All right, so the crown chakra is located here at the crown. We're gonna think crown on top of your head. And if you know from our previous videos, we've gone through all the other 6 chakras. So there's the root, which is at the base of the tailbone. And remember, these chakras are along, think of like a pole going through the center of your body. That's where these energy spheres are located. So the root is down at the tailbone. Then you've got the solar plex, the roots of the tailbone. Then you have the sacral, which is 2 inches below the navel. Then you have solar plexus, which is right at your physical solar plexus, right about at the bottom where your breastbone and your ribs come together. Then you have your heart, right between your chest, throat, third eye, and then crown. Now the crown, in the same way that the root chakra is kind of the foundation that's responsible for all the other ones, right? The other ones, if your root chakra is messed up, all of your other chakras don't have a firm base to stand on. Well, the crown sits on top, and the crown contains all of the energy and everything from all the bottom chakras. So kind of like how the root is at the bottom, the crown's at the top. And these two are the end caps to our chakra system. So we need both of these to be somewhat functioning for the ones in the middle to be happy and feel secure and to have a foundation and a roof. Well, the crown chakra is responsible for consciousness, our spiritual connection. It is quite literally the conduit for us to channel in that source and that divine energy. Similarly with the third eye, but the third eye is more about opening the third eye for sight into the spiritual realms, where this is more about the connection, how we are actually, almost matrix-like, we have that connection with the higher source. And it's also responsible for enlightenment. Its color is violet to white. Because it contains all of the colors, it's thought to be white, but in its own right, it's more of this violet, more like the red purple, where the third eye is more like indigo, that blue purple color. It's the 7th chakra, of course, up here, and its element is thought. Now, many articles, many research articles and books that I've read, it's thought, and some listed as nothing, as no element. I believe thought's probably the more accurate one because it is representative of the brain as your organ as well. So, because each chakra has organs that it's connected to, while the crown is connected to the whole body, the crown is primarily, being where it is, related to the brain. So that's where thought does make sense as an element. Now, let's look at some symptoms of an imbalance. And remember, when we talk about an imbalance with a chakra, law of polarity, there's a pole, polar ends, underactive, overactive. We want to be in the middle where it's perfectly in balance and harmony. And of course, unless you happen to be, the avatar, the God avatar manifested on this plane, you're not going to have all your chakras perfectly open and perfectly balanced. We're all going to have some things over this way, some things over this way, and you may find you have attributes on one end of the spectrum and attributes on the other end of the spectrum for the same chakra. So it's not like this linear kind of thing. They're very much a sphere of blah, 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 energy, where things you can have debris in different areas, and you can have different, stucknesses from your traumas and stuff. But in any case, for the crown, we're looking at things like lack of focus, skeptical, when the one end of it is too closed off, you're skeptical of anything and everything, apathetic, very materialistic, learning issues and headaches, this is where it brings into the mind, confusion. Now, if you're too overly open or overly attached to it, that's where you can become detached from reality, because you're so focused and so heady up into these higher realms, up into, communicating with spirit and the divine, you can lose touch with this reality in 3D. And this 3D reality is just as important as, being connected to the 5, 6, 7D reality. This is just as important, and we can't neglect this to just go purely spiritual. Overly spiritual, lost in the higher realms, and you could be closed-minded or overwhelmed by knowledge. Now, when we look at a balanced crown chakra, what do we mean by that? So we mean faith, a healthy dose of faith. We are wisdom, we are wise in our knowledge. We know our knowledge, and we're busy being it. Because you can know knowledge, but you can only be wise. So we are busy living and acting our wisdom. We are spiritually connected, but in a healthy way. We have a balanced connection with spirit and with this 3D plane that we live on. We maybe have experienced transcendence. We receive divine guidance. again, healthy divine guidance. We're clear-headed. Where we weren't able to focus, now we're clear-headed. Now we're relaxed. We have a calm mind. We're able to focus. Again, we've balanced this 3D reality with the 5, 6, 7D reality out here. We are more able to be present. And again, being present means that we are not overly attached or detached from anything. We're just merely present. Because being attached or not being attached is not being present. It's having a preference. It's wanting things to be different than where they are. And if you want things to be different than the way they are, such that you're attached to it, now you're in the thought of being attached, whether it's to bring something in or push something away, and such that you're one thought away from being present in the moment. Being present in the moment means no preferences. It doesn't mean that we don't strive to make changes in our life. It's just a way to think about things. And that gets more into the Zen, where it's like, you know, the path of no preferences. And then it's like, well, is having no preferences a preference? You know, you can get kind of go round and round and round with the Zen stuff. Being open-minded, where we were closed-minded before. And you can also, if you've experienced a spiritual awakening, that can be a sign that your chakra, your crown, is beginning to open, because you're now having that connection with the divine is being established. Now, we've told you about the crown chakra, what it does, where it is, what its color is, etc. Now, what can you do practically to work with this chakra and to help it open? Well, with all the other videos, there are always some crystals we can work with. And as I've mentioned in the other videos, when it comes to crystal work, simple way to work with it is you can get the crystals, you want to cleanse them. Make sure you research each crystal to see its preferred method for cleansing, because most of them, sunlight and moonlight will work. Leaving them outside when there's wind blowing over anything, including yourself, will help to cleanse the energy. You know, that's from a lot of the yogis and the sadhus in India will believe that. Some rocks and crystals you can use water to cleanse, but you need to research them. Some of them, the water can damage them, especially our tap water, because it's got impurities and minerals and stuff in it. So water is normally a go-to for cleansing. That's why a shower will cleanse you. That's why I always recommend taking a shower. You know, take a shower if you're feeling any kind of certain way, because it'll help to balance your emotional energy. And I'll tell you, pretty much every crystal, no salt water. So although it seems like a good idea, like, oh, I'll bring my crystals to the ocean and let them be cleansed with Mother Ocean. No, man, Mother Ocean's got salt, and that's abrasive, and it's gonna break down pretty much every crystal you've got. Anyway, clear quartz is probably the best crystal when you're working with the crown chakra. Clear quartz is a really neat one. It can help to clear negativity, but clear quartz is also an amplifying conduit. Now, what do I mean by that? Clear quartz is a programmable conduit that amplifies your intention and your energy. So if you're doing magic work, for example, cleanse your quartz first, because you want to make sure, if you just got the quartz from the shop, that there isn't some lingering, you know, program running or energy like a computer. You want to make sure you wipe the hard drive of the quartz before you put your own programs on there. Well, then when you do your meditation, when you do your visualization, when you do your intention work, you can have that quartz either in your hand or in your aura field, and you can channel and focus your intention through the quartz with the intention the quartz is going to amplify and magnify what you're intending to do. But even beyond that, quartz is just good for clearing negativity in general, and it works with the crown chakra because, again, it's clear, it's white, which is one of the colors of the crown. Now, you can work with lepidolite, it's another one, and you can also work with labradorite. Now, labradorite, as I was researching today, is actually good for all the high chakras, and by that we mean the top three, 7, 6, and 5. So again, if you're doing crystals on a budget, labradorite for the top 3, carnelian for the bottom 3, and then for the heart chakra, you can do anything green. I think I said jade was in one of the heart chakra video. Check out the heart chakra video. I'll link it down below to find out which ones. But yeah, that's a way that you can quite literally get like three gems and balance, work with all your chakras. And when you work with these crystals, what you want to do is go into a meditation first. Have the crystals with you. Go into a meditation first for 10 or 15 minutes. Clear your mind, calm, get into that receiving mode. Get into that receiving mode of the divine. And once you're calmed and you come out of the meditation chunk is over, stay in that eyes closed position and begin to communicate with your intention for each of those crystals. Say you got the labradorite, speak to it like it's, an entity, because it has consciousness. Everything has consciousness. This rocks, this plastic, everything has consciousness to some degree. The whole universe is made of consciousness. So commune with it, labradorite, may you please share your energy and your vibration with me such that you help me to balance and open my higher chakras. Thank you. As simple as that. And then just mentally extend your energy, and feel the energy of that labradorite and feel it, amplifying in your auric field. Feel it affecting you, and feel and visualize the colors of those top 3 chakras beginning to open and become brighter. Now, we don't want to leave our chakras wide open, all the time. So once you're done doing your chakra work, you're done for the day with the chakra work, you can say, thank you to the gemstones, thank you to your body, thank you to the chakras, thank you to spirit. May my chakras now go to a healthy level of being open. May they recede to a healthy level. And a lot of times our chakras don't need to be at 100% all the time. Our chakras will close down to a much more healthier, stable level, and they'll stay there. And that's something you'll get used to as you work with it. Exercises. Again, like I've said for every single chakra, physical exercise, going in nature, and being barefoot in nature are all great things to do. Why? Because it helps to get the energy moving throughout your body. You get that fresh sunshine, you get the fresh air, you get that earth beneath your feet where the earth helps to ground you and gives you connection with the energy of Mother Earth. Meditation in general is great for every chakra, and specifically a meditation where we meditate first to calm and clear the mind, 15 minutes or so. Then we switch our meditation to focusing on the chakra itself and visualizing it opening and connecting to source. In this case with the crown, because that's what the crown does. For yoga positions, you can look these up on YouTube or on the internet. You can do the lotus position, and that's not the cross-legged one, it's a different one. Supported shoulder stand, as well as reclined, bound, angle pose. It sounds complicated. I was reading the description of it. It doesn't look that bad. Now, you can also chant, and I just erased the chant, so let me fix that. In researching this one, it was interesting. I found a kind of 50-50 split between experts and people in the spiritual community where they say that chanting Aum, A-U-M, similar to Om, but you add the A in the front of it, is the chant for crown. So Aum, Aum, like that. But others said that no, it's silence, that silence is the chant. Silence is the mantra. You sit and do a mantra of silence for the crown. You can also read spiritual texts, especially the ones that are written by the gurus. I don't know if I have it up here, but one book that I love is a book called I Am That, and I'll link it in the description below. It's written by Nisargadatta Maharaj. He was an enlightened being in India, and that's where a lot of them seem to end up. And it's a book of all his discussions with the seekers. And if you read that book, and especially if you meditate before you start reading it, you can actually connect and kind of almost feel his energy and where he's coming from when he's writing his spiritual words. While reading holy books written by true spiritual masters, not ones written by their disciples later, the books that were actually capturing the real words of some of these enlightened beings can really help you to connect in with that energy. Now, foods, the crown chakra has 2 sides to it when it comes to food. One side is actually no food. It's a fasting, it's detoxing, it's just taking in pure water, pure sunlight, pure air, pure wind, maybe taking a shower. It's the cleansing, the detoxing, the fasting elements. Now, if you do want to try foods for the crown chakra, simple things that are fresh and organic, and you want to look for this color, this violet color is what you're looking for foods. But I kind of agree with the sources I read where they said no, the crown's more about fasting and detoxing, because again, the crown is about the connection to spirit and source. It's not so much about this physical body. The other 6 chakras are about the physical body, specifically the bottom 3. So it's better, in my opinion, to go the fasting, detoxing route. And don't do that in any kind of a dangerous way. Consult your medical professionals first. But just a way where maybe, wait till dinner time to eat one day and spend the beginning of your day working with that crown chakra. Go outside, get some sunlight, don't stare into the sun. Disclaimer, don't stare into the sun. A day when it's got a little wind, you can get some wind, you get some barefoot, and just really work with that detoxing, that fasting energy. Now we'll end with some affirmations you can do as well, and I'm gonna link a video below about our video on making affirmations and what they are, because affirmations can be very useful in helping to shift your identity, helping to shift your being so that you can change some of your beliefs, which change everything for your life. Because again, the outer is a manifestation and a mirror of what's going on inside of you. We don't try to change the outside, we change the inside knowing that it will change the outside. So, affirmations. I am pure light and love. I connect easily with spirit. And this is one I wrote that I like, it's I am open to source. And with any of these affirmations, if any of these feel inauthentic, just change it up. Every day, I am more pure light and love. Every day I am more open to source. Every day I connect more easily with spirit. See, that seems more reasonable, right? That baby step versus I'm just wide open, where I'm opening myself a little more every day. Okay, my friends, again, I apologize for being sick. I don't know what's going on with this head cold thing. I've had it for like the last 4 or 5 days. So hopefully this video made sense to you and I wasn't just rambling, you know, rambling with my sickness here, my fever brain. But that's the crown chakra, my friends. Here's how you can open it, and here's some of the things about it. I hope you guys choose to make it a great day, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.